Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Vickers Light. This Tier 10 Tech Tree Light Tank, as you guessed it, is actually an incredible vehicle. Today, we're going to be taking a look at its legendary camouflage. It actually has two legendary camos now. We have the Valiant, which I actually think is still a very nice camo for what it is, especially with PBR, but I don't know, I'm thinking this new Snitcher camo looks absolutely sick. It almost makes the Vickers look like a heavy tank, which is actually really dang cool. So I like the camo quite a bit. The back of it, yeah, it could be a little better. It's kind of stale. But still, the front, and that's where the majority of opponents are going to be looking at, is actually really solid on the vehicle. Now, the Vickers Light has always been an incredible light tank due to the fact that it has 0.29 dispersion. That is incredibly good. That means that no matter what you're shooting at, you've got basically Leopard 1 dispersion. You can easily hit tanks at distance, in front of you. Not only do you have great dispersion, but you also have over 3,000 damage per minute, 10 degrees of gun depression. You got pretty decent pen for a light, a Hesh with 116 mils of pen, 440 alpha, but also 350 base alpha. I know that was a mouthful, but it's just such a good tank. It's got basically everything going for it. It's got mobility. It's got even decent armor. It's essentially what would happen if you turned a medium tank into a light tank. And this is about as close as you're going to get. So this first game we're going to be taking a look at is pretty simple. I played 2 games in the tank today, and I figured, you know what? The 2 games are pretty solid, over 4,000 damage each, so why not just use them for today's video? So this first battle, we have a enemy AMX 50B, Concept 1B, E100, Grill 15, a Leopard E3, and a T57 Heavy. Okay, well, let's see what we can do. I'm going to start off just by spotting. That's one thing that you can do as a light tank very easily, is obviously outspot your opponents, because you've got not only light tank camo, but you've also got pretty decent view range in the Vickers Light. Not as much as it used to have, which was the most in Tier 10, which I still kind of believe it still should have, but oh well. I digress. As you can see right now, I'm playing a little bit cautious, but I want to see if I can get some shells out. Looks like the Leopard and Grill are going to run, so I put on my adrenaline and a bonk. Just look at that fantastic accuracy at distance. There's not a lot of mediums that could hit that shot, let alone a light tank. Unfortunately, the Leopard side armor actually gets quite a troll bounce, but this is something that, again, is great about the Vickers, is because it carries Hesh. This Leopard I can very easily just penetrate with high explosive right in the lower plate for 450. And I can do it again. Here we go, aiming it on the lower plate. A bonk, 404. I mean, that just feels so dang nasty. So, just in the first couple seconds of this game, we've been able to deal 1,600 damage. Now, I shoot another Hesh shell at the Leopard. Unfortunately, this time it does not connect, but that's fine, because he dies anyway. And now we got the enemy AMX 50B. I was tempted to shoot a Hesh at his vehicle, but at the same time, I just wanted to track him and back up, because let's be real, 50Bs are incredibly cringe, and this player is going to do what every 50B player loves to do, and that is YOLO. If I back up, I get shot by the Grill, so I'm not going to back up. I'd rather take the shots from the 50B, especially because I can high explosive pen this guy. So we get one shell in, 50B pens us once, and then he backs up because he's cringe, pens us twice. I'm going to pull forwards, go, back up, and keep backing up. Okay, thankfully, the E3 finishes him off. You can see I even call him a monkey, because what was the point of that? Why would you just YOLO and kill yourself so you can do nothing? But hey, I can't complain. We are already up to 3,647 damage, and as you can see, this is now an absolutely easy as heck win. Now that shell, I don't know what to say there. That's just rather unfortunate, but there's not really much that could be said. We got the Concept in the back, the E3, and we also got the 57 Heavy, who, boom, easy shot across the map into the 57. Once again, you can see that fantastic dispersion, allowing us to hit incredibly hard shots just easily across the map. Also, the shell velocity on this tank feels really solid. This vehicle essentially just has the FV4202 gun that doesn't shoot Hesh. It just kind of gets the cheap Hesh, which is still a very solid gun. You can see we're up to 4,100 damage at this point. I'm going to aim it on the enemy T110 E3. We're going to go for one Hesh into the side. A bit of a low roll at 396, but that's fine. We still got a pretty nice shell in. Let's load in a premium shell. There you go, 4,782 damage, and unfortunately, we do end up getting cleared, but I really can't care. This was just a great game to showcase the Vickers Light's capabilities. The gun is incredible, and the penetration's great. Overall, it's just a fantastic light. It's one of the easiest lights as well to drive, right up there next to the Sheridan. This would definitely be a beginner light if you wanted to branch onto this type of vehicle. So the first game I play, we got a first class, 4,800 damage, and a pretty solid victory. Nothing insane. Gent also gets a pretty solid 4,700 damage out. It's just crazy how much damage you can get in a platoon. But let's move on to Hellas. This is a weird battle. It was only about 3 minutes, which is the average time for a Blitz game, but in these 3 minutes, it was just absolutely confusing. So, up against us, we have a 4005, IS-4, T-57 Heavy, WZ-121, a MIL-2 Regressor, and a Vickers CR. Now, the main tanks I'm going to focus on killing are the Vickers, the 121, and possibly the 4005. And I say possibly because, well, you're going to see what he ends up doing here. So let's see what we can do. All right, right now we're just chilling hull down. We can see the Vickers. We can see actually basically their whole team spotted already. And we can notice that the 4005 is making his way up the hill that I'm currently sitting at. So I'm just kind of waiting for him to do that. Because my Type 61 is actually pushed up a bit, this is really good for me because the Type's in a spot that I can farm off of his aggressive play. So we get a nice 350 damage out. Now the Regressor's over here. We're aiming on his side. There you go. I'm honestly not really sure how that penned. The Regressor just must have really bad side armor. But I'll take it. We're already up to 730 damage. You can see that the, again, accuracy on this vehicle is just incredible. Another shell into the enemy 121. Now, at this point, I was fully expecting our team to be rushed. Because if you take a look, all that we have here is a Vickers CR and a Type 61. Apart from that, the rest of our team is in mid. You can see them. There's our, I think that's R60 TP. It is. But, I mean, the majority of our team is not here. So, it was a little surprising to me to see that this Type 61, this Vickers CR, and myself was basically able to hold this entire flank. So we get a nice shell into the Vickers CR. Just like that, we're up to 1,800 damage already. We got the Vickers poking again. Another nice shell into his tank. 2,200 damage now. And unfortunately, our Vickers does not pen that player, but that's fine because we load in a high explosive shell and finish off the enemy Vickers CR. Okay, well, rather interesting. We get a nice slapperoonie into the Regressor, but oh no! Okay, well, this isn't very fun. We got one shell into the 121, and now we're going to go this way and then back up and bait him a little bit, so he gives me a bit of time to reload. We got 2 shells into the 121, and we also managed to damage his Amarak. Congratulations, you YOLO'd me, and you're gonna die. So we get another shell into the 121, a low roll, but it shouldn't matter because the player's a one-shot anyway. We back up, we got tracked, but we still finish off the 121, and before we die, I just want to get one more penetration out. Come on! Come on! Oh, really? Cringe. Alright. Well, not a bad game still. We did 4,458 damage, and once again, got a pretty solid victory. You can see what the heck is going on with this replay. Either way, oh, I thought this was also really funny in the replay. This 57 heavy turret literally just stuck on the E3 the entire game. Didn't really hinder his gameplay. It's just kind of above him. Kind of free armor, you know, if you're aiming down on his tank. I'm not sure what to say there, Wargaming. Great job. But either way, the Vickers Light is fantastic. The camouflage was just an excuse to make a video on this wonderful vehicle. If you have been wondering or thinking about grinding down this line, I would definitely suggest to do it. It's a great counter to autoloaders due to the fact it outspots them, it's got mobility, plus it does carry Hesh, so whenever you get to the rear or even sides of a lot of opponents, you can very easily cut through them. So, there you go, another 4,400 damage game. Once again, Gent did pretty good at 3,000, and there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.